vision to track Peanut.
Yeah, and they also have the early push in mid to again give it a little bit more assistance if Trick invades. Faker has been caught here before against G2. He's still sitting there. He's not spotting him.
And
For now.
Bromq's going to land to slow. They shouldn't flash for autos. Exhaust buys a bit more time, and Exhaust for flash is a worthy trade.
So now, once again, that setup around the jungle is going to be even better for G2 because now Faker has to be very careful if he wants to leave his lane against Elise, Sin, and Syndra early on with no flash on Ahri.
See if this game's going to happen. We knew it worked out in game one, and right now we just have the battle lines. Huni kind of ensuring that no one does anything spacey on his side of the map, and he's already gotten a deep ward himself to track what Trick wants to start at. Now, Peanut has had very awkward Ivern games earlier this tournament. We'll see if it's cleaned up here.
I have to say, though, you know, that even though you talk about, oh, yes, it was the exhaust in bottom lane, less value than the flash for mid lane, as far as the summoner trade goes, that's definitely true, but G2 never got the deep ward, and if you don't disrupt Ivern early as a team with the early invade to get the vision, and at least even track him, then it becomes a real guessing game for Trick, and he does have to worry about Peanut actually playing it more offensively. You're right, though, typically so far, in Peanut in his Ivern games has played much more defensive Ivern routes for his own clear on his own sides.
See what happens. Reversed matchup from the prior game in the jungle. Trick did get the better of it last game. We'll see if he can do that again. Looks for the mid lane right away. Ward hops in. Bit of damage in a Faker, but there's no hard CC to be had, so it just burns the exhaust, but that's not bad.
And this, again, is one of the changes we saw compared to G2 last week. Trick is much more active early on in trying to gank. Now, this is obviously because Faker has no flash. Trick is like, I can take my red buff and I can just path through mid towards my blue side anyway and try and get an early first blood, but he's been so active in the early game. Force the exhaust now. So Faker, no summoners in the mid lane.
And Peanut actually just channeling both the camps on both sides here, so he should be able to get off to a pretty good early start and should have an experienced lead and keep that lead over Trick due to the visit early on mid lane.
The execution. See if that can happen here down in the bottom lane. Quick push lead here for SK Telecom Q1. Not matched exactly perfectly, but a nice Q into the damage output. One more shot will stun Wolf. Good chunk there. But down exhaust for the next minute means Mithy cannot really opt into any all-ins. Pretty equal CS, pretty all right right now.
Yeah, and some counter picks from G2 in this game here, without it being like, you know, hard counters that will just destroy the laning phase. Braum against Tom Kenshin, simply because Braum in the late game is such a powerful champion and he gets kind of free laning phase. Top lane.
Gonna be a bit of a rough road for Expect right now. Forced to run away. It takes a little bit of damage, flashes the wall, and he's got some time to go with. The Lee Sin's coming right behind him. Can they make a gank happen out of it? Should be outside of ward range.
Trying to bait right now.
This is the Q. They're going to go in now for the Ivern. Look at the damage output. Expect down to 100 HP. Knock-up blocked by Trick, and he's going to stay alive so far. Peanut down to 200 HP. Puts the shield back on. Expect one hit away from dead. Gets the shield yet again. Trick back in. One more kill. I'll do it. First blood in for G2 yet again. Trick continues to be the miracle worker. As Huni is out of mana, nothing else to do over there.
Risky 2v2 fight, but now in the bottom lane.
It's an early heal forced out of Bang on this one. Sven takes the exhaust, and that's a 2-summoner burn off that all-in. Mithy going to be okay, and the passive fell off, so Sven couldn't stun up Bang. That could have been a very bad trade for G2.
Sven kept the heal here. Mithy kept the exhaust. Mid lane Faker without those summoners. He's struggling at the moment. He's fine though, but he's not getting any CS.
But this is such a crucially different early game where it's actually all the side lanes winning, not just in the mid lane. But now there's not that extra lane pressure of the impending turret falling for G2.
Yeah, that 2v2 skirmish was so huge for Expect and Trick, the duo lane that stepped up coming into the semifinal.
Exactly, this is Ivern Galio. You know, it's a tank and a supportive jungler.
Never mind. Ooh, and they force another summoner out, so the only thing left is Bang's flash. The rest are down. Gank forcing a summoner doesn't always mean a lot. The intrinsic value is not quite there, but Trick gets another gank off to some degree of success. Yeah,
second game now with a very active Trick, where G2 are getting early advantages. Like Faker is once again just getting targeted. Perks has cleanse, used it straight away, but level 3 Faker at the moment. He will get level 4 from this wave.
And Expect thinks he can chase this one down. He's only a couple of hundred HP away from getting this kill. He's got to watch out for the brush damage. One more Q, one more auto kills him. The auto attack not going to be enough for Huni, and Expect finds himself a solo kill.
That was dang close with the extra damage from the minions, but Expect confidence. He loves the gameplay, and the team trusts him.
And yet again, Mithy in the front lines. They're going to stun up Wolf. Plenty of damage here to be had. Armor shredded off as well, down to 300 HP. Make that 200. The flash, but the W turned off. No Bio Arcane Barrage to be had. The flash follow. The kill on the Wolf should be there. Now how about the counterattack? The gank is in for Peanut. One picked up, been so low, he's been slowed. He was already stunned, and that's going to be the double kill into for Sven. Everything they need.
Single lane winning right now for G2 Esports. Bottom lane with aggressive plays. Trick with the 1v1. And mid lane, it's just a CS advantage, but it's still good enough.
And this is actually more worrisome for SKT than the previous game. G2 have quite a bit of scaling on their side, and Trick with full confidence on this Lee Sin now. Let's see if they can actually do what they did not do last game, which is snowball, transition with their vision into SKT's jungle, so that they can actually counteract the moves SKT set up.
And remember last game, it was hard for G2. Hello.
Oh, solo kill in the mid lane. The XP advantage pays off. Trick's out of range for the exhaust, and the ult jumps him down.
Shows the EULCS logo as well from Perks here. Feeling confident. 2 games in a row, he's getting early kills.
And you talk about dominant game 2s. Faker versus Maple in the Caspia LeBlanc was a farm lead. Perks has now killed his opponent with this one. It's a more dominant game 2 than Faker had in the Cassiopeia.
Absolutely blasting Faker here. Another game. And let's take a look at how he set that up. Still had the spear on the ground, and Faker gets hit with the stun. It's a 2-level advantage at the time that he goes for it.
Flash ult is everything.
Not using flash on the Q from Perks, and then he goes down. Maybe actually wasn't available just when it happened.
Well, he definitely denied a tremendous amount of CS with that kill as well. That was a double stacked minion wave.
Flash definitely would have been up. Q's gonna land. Can he find the play? Not gonna come in for this one because Peanut was there to backfill the lane. Faker still without an ultimate just yet.
Trying to force another flash right there from him. He's under pressure in this mid lane. Perks, you see the numbers on your screen right now. #1 in so many things. Ranking among these mid laners.
Legend in the making here. Perks in the mid lane. Kicks Faker out of his kingdom and then kills him in it.
Starts level 1. Faker standing there in the brush. Done it multiple times this tournament, a bit punished for it. Loses flash. Then Exhaust goes down to a level 2 gank from Trick. And then Perks gets level 6 earlier and forces that kill.
Faker, the unkillable Demon King. Apparently it's a battle of different countries at this point. As Perks is the kingdom of his mid lane of this one, and so far so good for G2 Esports. A better looking early game than the first one.
And as I tried to say before, Perks interrupted me so rudely by solo killing Faker. G2 has much better late game now compared to last game, where it was very hard for them to execute fights with the Jace. Like, you have fantastic scaling on Sven and Expect in a game like this.
And this actually turns into Drake control as well. The fact that Midley has set up so many of these plays in the bot lane means those solo Drake steals from Peanut are not available this time around.
The key that we were looking for, they failed last time to snowball off the early kills with the vision around Dragon. Huni actually might be walking down for a lot of pings in mid lane.
Looking for it on a Perks. Good exhaust to block some of the damage. No stun to be had as well. Faker walked the right way for it. A knock back to buy a bit more time, and Trick going to keep his mid laner safe. Perks down the cleanse. The flash Q doesn't do anything. Huni, I don't know what that was. His NALCS days showing maybe that was a misplay.
That was definitely a misplay from Huni. I like the disengage from G2 instantly. Faker had to use both exhaust and ulti. Cleanse down here from Perks, and that's again a sitter without flash. So good call from SKT to try and make a play around him, but the execution lacked right there. They lost the flash now.
And it may be that poise is starting to crack a little bit here for SKT, as we've seen a decent amount of errors from their members. Last game, it did not amount to much because all the rest of the members of SKT were able to step up in Faker's place as he was heavily camped early. But now, who is going to step up for SKT to regain control of this game?
It needs to be just the mid-game shot calling for them as a team, like we saw in the last one, where they were able to find some of these openings against G2 despite being down gold.
And they do have somewhat of a con for it. Hard CC exists on every champion on this lineup for SKT. We've seen what they can do with a single Ashe arrow before. They certainly can do it again here.
A lot more damage and a lot more defenses actually even from G2 with the Braum. As you said, Deficio brings a tremendous amount to those team fights. Even though G2 don't have that frontline tank to match up toe-to-toe with Galio, Unbreakable can go a very long way stifling SKT's composition.
That's the lovely thing about Braum. If he was better in the laning phase, almost every support would just want to play him all the time because his team fighting is so powerful, but you can't blind pick him against all the ranged support. So whenever you see Tahm Kench logged in, you just see the answer. It's just Braum. People just go, yeah, give me Braum straight away. I can survive the laning phase here. I can get into these team fights where I can start shining on this champion. So the supports, they love this matchup here, even though you don't necessarily bully the lane.
And you mentioned the laning phase. A sub 10-minute Ocean Drake is the best possible laning Drake in the game. You practically can't run out of resources anymore. And you can see Faker with his worst MSI laning performance so far. No surprises based on how well Trick and Perks have played this lane. Trick himself now looking for the play on the bot side of the map. Summoners are available for SKT, but Mithy definitely wants it on this one. Arrow's going to land on Trick. Q still going to land. Goes to the follow. Can't do it now with Wolves eating him up. TP going to come in. TP going to be stopped. And a partial cooldown burn for Huni.
And some important restraint showed there from G2, able to draw out the teleport cooldown without committing any of the ultimates. They still can repeat a play. The Gangplank ultimate is still available for Expect, so he can continue farming on the top side and then even have a bigger impact than Huni on a repeat play towards the bottom.
Faker's on the way top right now. Expect took a bad trade just before. Gangplank is extremely squishy early on, and defensive ult here from Expect to just kill the wave. Trying to just hold this tower.
And credit to Huni for how well he has played this laning phase. He's roamed out of his lane more than once now. Partial TP, but he's actually been able to bully Expect. Expect got the counter pick. Yes, we know Gangplank scales, but it is still credit to Huni for winning this one-on-one.
Aside for that solo kill, everything's going great for him.
and that almost gives more credit to him where we know Expect is up gold and Huni is still controlling the lane.
Perks. Still 2 levels up, by the way, in this mid lane.
Absolutely crushing it. And this has been Perks' tournament the entire time here. Huge performances from this young player.
He's definitely been the biggest winner during this tournament, kind of redeeming himself as well after Worlds where he didn't play too well. And then Eros, yes, he's been the most consistent player going into this tournament. And once again, consistency has just been key. Such a high level in every single game. It's very impressive.
You can see now the rest of G2 starting to get pressure as well. The whole team seems to be stepping up and playing to that top level. There's always the possibility of these upsets. If these people play their best tournament, if they play their best day, they can be good enough to dethrone the kings of SK Telecom T1. It's going to require continued excellence. G2 may be on the road, though.
And no mistakes when you have the advantage. Your shot quality needs to just be spot on. Because you will get challenged, even 5 and 10k gold ahead.
And in order to do that, preparation is key. The Drake is coming up in a minute. Well, mid lane, though.
Go for exhaust. Here comes Huni as well. Charm buys a little bit of time, but not a ton. Huni in the front lines looking for the taunt now on the Trick. Decent damage onto the jungler, and G2 going to back off. Help from both the sides, and disengage in the mid lane.
We're going to keep seeing these kind of fights, you know, where Faker dashes into the face of someone, Huni comes in with ulti.
Oh, slow on a Peanut, though. Does have Flash, can get away if he needs to, and will do so. Jumps up the wall. Daisy comes in to join the fray, and looks like there will be a disengage. Perks now gets to enjoy the benefits of an Ocean Drake, regenerating his health and mana, as Bang wants the arrow into the mid lane. Can he find the target? Looks for Perks, not even going to be close, not yet, but Wolf's coming in, and the Tongue Lash is going to land. Cleanse, not, of course, available. Going to flash the charm, stay away.
Going to force the recall here, though. SKT should use that opportunity for preparation, as we said, around the Drake fight. Moving in, they're clearing out vision, double control wards immediately go down, and Wolf gets a little bit of vision onto the ramp.
As we know, SKT happy to fight you with that 3,000 gold deficit. They've made it work before. The question is, when will they choose to go for the play? Infinity Force now done on Gangplank. Is an important power play. A little bit of damage on a Huni, but you can see how nearly impervious the damage he is. Despite that.
The goal for Expect is definitely not to solo kill Huni again. It's more just to keep farming, and not lose that tower. That's why we saw the defensive ulti from him earlier. It's up again in case there's a fight near this dragon. Huni's TP is also available, so there might be that big 5-on-5 team fight.
Gangplank cannot stop teleports, but at least Huni's ultimate is down. More trades in for Perks on the mid lane, clearing the waves, and we'll see the Drake is alive. We'll see who makes the play.
Yep, and Trick has already snuck his way in there. Learned a thing or two from Peanut from last game, and looking to take down the second one.
Should have enough time. Wolf coming over, but there's not going to be a chance to get it away. And Trick actually did it without Smite the whole time, and thankfully knew his teammates had the pressure to make it work. So double Drake, early pickups, and these are stacking very, very quickly. If G2 keeps the map pressure, they're going to get 4 to 5 Drake buffs this game.
Yeah, next one, Infernal, very good for them. Getting a bit of everything here in the early game. Need to keep that control in mid so Trick can actually apply pressure. He's near the bottom lane. It is hard to gank the Tahm Kench lane unless you go for the Tahm Kench himself. That is not enough.
Bang sensed danger. The ward probably was part of the reason for that one. Ruin King to buy some distance away from Mithy, but still damage on this bot lane outer turret. Down to half right there. Stun at turret range. Mithy's got to jump away. Really redemption popped, and not going to be any damage. Mithy getting away with this one.
Have to be careful here when looking for first turret gold. That is a very big objective, and it's definitely possible. They've done it before where you use first turret gold, the low turret, as bait to try and draw in the enemy team to overdive. When teleports are ready, communication is key here. Both Huni and Expect have ultimates as well as teleports to be able to affect this bottom side of the map.
And I think what you look for is Perks' movements. Can he get away from this one? Jukes the charm, ults in for plenty of damage, and a Faker nearly takes him out, but the rest of the team has joined the fray. And Perks running out of help on this one. All the damage they need is Peanut and Wolf slowly chasing down. Wolf gets the kill, the second of the game now for SKT.
SKT strike back, targeting Perks, but what else can they pry open with that? The Inferno Strike is a long ways away. Bottom lane's pretty pushed up here, actually.
Remember Huni still with TP.
And Expect's got the ultimate already burned to actually use that in the prior fight, but look at this with Huni out of the lane. He ulted in, Expect to go for turret damage. Just can't get enough yet.
And after all the ganks mid lane, you know, cleanse down, flash down from Perks as well. It was just a matter of time before they could return and make a play. You got Galio ulti, Tamken's ulti, dashes from Ari. Like, there's so many ways to get on to Perks. And they get the kill, but he actually forced Faker back to base, which meant they could keep pushing in these side lanes.
Exactly. They took away a lot of the threat. With all those things you mentioned they used in the mid lane. Expect is the next target, though.
Here comes Iron to join the fray as well. Running out of HP quick. Oranges to pick up to buy a bit more time. The turret will go down to the bot lane. One more shot will do it, and he can't get the attack through. One more hit for Huni, gets the kill picked up, and revenge is his in the top lane.
Daisy, the MVP with the knock-up here, keeping Huni alive. Svendo got that bot lane tower. And still, this top lane tower as well is extremely low. You can see on your minimap, it's almost down to 10%. Top tower will not fall. And there's still a lot of pressure in the lane from G2. Perks using flex.
TP used to get away, and looks like Huni learned from his time in the European LCS, pulls the SOAS special, and gets the TP out to stay alive.
All right, TP down then. Some teams would actually argue that is worth more than just getting the kill if you can actually get TP on a full cooldown. So it's not a bad roam from Perks.
Yeah, Expect actually had flash during this as well, but did not want to try to waste it to try and get out of this, allowing them to pick up the kill, saving the summoner spell.
Yeah. It's a tight call. You can flash the Daisy knockup, but it'll still go on air quotes cooldown. They won't get the re-hit, so didn't choose to go for it, chose to take the death. And as Perks went to the top lane, he did get that turret finalized. Still all the local gold, sad for Expect, but that is 2 turrets to 0 for G2 here in this one.
Yeah, again, now turret gold, mid lane tower is 50%. If they can get that one down as well without losing a tower, then it's a massive gold advantage for them. They're already 6K up. It should be enough to take control of the map with vision and just strike.
Exactly, a lot of
strike.
Vishio trying to. Okay, never mind. We won't. That's not for air. Anyways, we have to mention a lot of the gold too with Expect coming from this Gangplank passive, coming from the pole popping. He specifically 1,500 gold up over Huni as well on this carry champion in the Gangplank. He's scaling very well into this mid game, and it gets very scary here as far as the damage output that G2 can provide.
It's leads absolutely everywhere for G2. Expect does get knocked up by Huni, but you can see these trades get a lot better with the Hex Strength and Merc Treads done. He's able to withstand so much of this damage now. But there is no member of SKT with more money than their opposition on the map.
We got 2 full items now for Sven as well, so if there is a fight, then he's actually already very strong. They're going now for Expect.
Gonna land a lot of damage onto the Gangplank. Ulti in for the Galio as well. He's gonna flash to buy a bit more time. It looks like saving it was the right choice back then. Wolf with the flash into the exhaust. The slows are there. One more hit will get the chomp, and Expect not long for the world kill. Goes through the Faker.
Yeah, but G2 has to get something else. Or Bang actually stayed alive.
They screwed it up. Bang survives the tower dive. Trick wanted him and can't get it. There is still some turret pressure, but that is huge for SKT.
A bit greedy there. G2 on the opposite side. They still will get a mid lane turret trade, so at least they are able to get one outer for the other one, but another death given over. You have to be so worried. They said no mistakes versus SKT.
Yep, that's the kind of play you have to execute. There were 3 guys from SKT trying to kill Expect on top side. And then suddenly Expect gets a kill. Oh, sorry, Bang gets a kill on the bottom side. So arrow on Trick while he's on the tower, and he can't kick Bang back towards Sven. Very good flash, and then I guess he just stays alive with the heal.
Yep.
It's so close. That heal and a great arrow from Bang early on.
Yeah, pretty much mechanically perfect right there. Of course, the turret redemption help, but here comes the play. Bang cannot outplay that one. Headtrigger buys some time, and Perk looks for one more spell. Not going to like this one. Now Wolf is here.
He just did.
He did. He did. The Hex Drinker was the right choice. He survives the one-on-one against Perks.
Perks scared of reinforcements because, once again, the deep vision for G2 doesn't afford them any counter.
But it's a health lead and an Ocean Drake for the region with the Infernal Drake spawning in 3 seconds. Bang, not going to have an easy time being part of this fight. Able to heal up a bit, though, and looks like he will be part of this one for now. Huni now in the fray, does have flash. He's also got really a lot of tank stats there, and Minty down to half HP, maybe bit off more than he can shoot. If the rest of the team can re-engage. Huni looks for it, doesn't find it as yet. And here comes the Oath, looking for the dive, looking for the flank, looking for damage on a Perks, and Faker looking to take him out. One more shot, the flash, the auto. It should be a trade kill, but Trick is dead meanwhile. And Minty running away. Faker survives the tower dive. Will there be a re-engage? Bang a bit low at half HP, but only 3 alive versus 5 with SKT. Means they're going to keep going for this.
SKT should stop chasing. They should take the Infernal Drake prize. Incredibly valuable, but they're going to press in on the turret. They want more kills.
4v3 for the kills. Then forced to run. Daisy's letting him out for now. Minty going to buy some time in this one. The respawn's coming in soon. Trick in 10 seconds. Huni wants the front line. Can't quite get it there. One hit away for Daisy falling. Here's the gangplank only as Expect joins the fray. Zen cutting back nicely enough. Huni healed back up with redemption. Expect now onto the turret. One attack in for Bang. Minion wave now to take the aggro. Nice explosive cast.
Oh, Bang is tanking.
Doesn't mean a ton. Bang is taking the slows are there. The shield. Minty saving the team for now, and Huni should be next up, but he's able to buy a bit more time. 2 more shots will do it. Kill goes through to Sven. Will there be a chase?
And what is going on? When have you seen SK Telecom continue a dive rather than taking an Infernal Drake that is theirs?
Well, Faker's on his way down with ulti in case G2 pushes up. Sven is very far forward. Faker, he's spotted by Trick.
Jump in for Trick, doesn't have flash, has the Q, though look at the kick back, and he's ready to face the absolutely beautiful from Trick, and the Drake goes to G2.
I was about to say this game won all over again, but now more fighting.
Yeah, Wolf's going to be fast enough to get away. Stun's not going to land either, so it will be the break in the action, but a 4,000 gold lead and a 3 Drake lead for G2.
It almost looked like game 1 again, where G2 in the mid game, where they lose one of these scrappy fights, and suddenly Drake will be gone and towers, but then SKT just overdive it.
So much greed there, and G2 outplay under the turrets defensively. Expect landing key slows, Bang gets turret aggro, and they're able to live, not only live, but get the return kill there onto Huni and the Infernal Drake prize.
We'll see if G2 can keep up the pressure. At 20 minutes, it was a lot closer than the previous one. G2 have actually been able to hold on to Drake control this time, and we will see.
Yeah, just the fact that G2 actually managed to bounce back right now and get kills and Infernal Drake is so huge for them. Because they were probably getting the flashbacks as well, like, oh no, we made a wrong call. It's all falling apart. But then with the kills, 4K gold lead, Infernal Drake, that's huge for them. It's Baron you're looking at now as the next potential setup to force a fight. A lot of flashes down on the side of SKT there. A lot of targets you can go for.
There's still some wards though, and especially that one in the brush makes it very hard to sweep. Mithy hoping to look for it. I think he might have spotted it with a sweeper. He wants that bot lane dive again first.
Really well played by Expect here, staying alive for such a long time. Mithy comes in with the block as well.
Exactly, the Braum denying so much of that damage, and Huni gets killed on the way out there by Sven. More money over to the Kog'Maw. Then Trick knows that there are no summoners on Faker after he just killed Perks, goes in, takes advantage.
We head back to the mid lane. It was just the teams fighting over vision control a little bit right now, and as I check the toggles, G2 have a couple of wards in the inventory and a couple of wards in the jungle, but SKT have the division themselves around this Baron pit. Quick blue goes back over to Faker, who has done an amazing job of coming back in a game where he gets solo killed when he's down 2 levels, and he's still actually a force in this game.
Much like the last game, where he was one of the guys diving into the backline of G2, despite being down 0-4 early on. SKT here are killing this one ward. They are actually spotted by G2.
So on to Wolf, can they get the follow through is the question. Knockup's gonna come through thanks to Mithy, but they will not chase through the jungle. G2 still a bit reserved, but that is 2 ultis down.
Yeah, and a very critical flash. Flash on Tom Kench is like a saving grace for other members on the team as well. I really do, prize that summoner fairly highly. SKT trying to get back some defensive vision around the Baron, though. G2 have the upper hand in that area.
Yeah, but now because G2 had the opening and used it, to try and get a flash and maybe a kill, they have to then step away and actually allow SKT back into that river to kill the wards. Like professional teams will always kind of trade. Okay, now it's my turn to make a play. Okay, I didn't succeed, so now it's your turn. It's very rare you just constantly have the control, and then you basically already won the game. So SKT now got their chance. After they forced some ultis out of G2, they bought a bit of time with the vision, but G2 can go right back in and set up their control wards.
And the crowd is deafening in here as they see a team with the lead over SKT past 25 minutes. Will G2 be able to close in past secondary turrets, though? Trying to fight that vision war. As you said, Deficio, there's a bit of ebb and flow, and it's now G2 starting to move in, but Perkz almost gets killed by Faker.
Narrowly survives the one-on-one in a lane. He was smashing. Faker certainly doing well in what Arrow can be clipped in the counter pick. Sven stun. He's got to get the rest of the team to buy some time, and they have done so. Trick gonna lose life for the cause, but gets away with the ward hop. G2 staying alive. SKT on the chase.
Trick with the body block there, able to save Sven by taking that and escape. Remember, huge chunks of health were taken out though, and SK Telecom now should be able to get those, vision coverage back.
And it's the crazy thing. Despite SKT being down all game long, you still feel like they're somewhat in control and able to force plays like this. Because they look for these small openings where you make a small mistake in your position and then they engage onto you. Trick here saves his AD carry, or at least tries to save his AD carry.
Charm.
Takes the charm for him. Another fight now.
There's Wolf CC'd up a little bit.
No
Knocked is there. This time they can kick him back and they bring Faker with them. They've got the front line to fight to see what they can kill. Wolf is down. Faker forced to run away. He's alive so far. Ulti used to dash away. Two-man knockup. Trick is low. Bang on the wings though. Here comes the shield. 1 kill, 2 kill, make it 3, but a trade gets back for Bang. Expect wants back and he gets him a double kill for the gameplay. Now the chase on Ahuni. Can he pick him off? Revenge relieving the European LC as he's running away to stay alive. 1 more shot, 2 more will do it. And that's the kill picked up for Sven. A huge team fight for G2.
4 members down, and G2 can take the Baron up here to actually get some objectives. Now they're going to rotate over. Expect coming in, and they've got a lot of time.
4 versus 1, but Smite is available. Peanut can Q, jump over the wall, and land the Smite afterwards. Can they zone him out?
Well, Perkz should just stay on this side here so he can actually try and force Peanut away. Trick is on his way with Smite.
So much damage and the vision coverage here. G2 should be able to take this in time.
Perkz looking for him, spots him out. There's no flash. He can't get him the wall. No chance of a steal. Wolf not in range either, and that is a huge Baron pickup for G2 Esports.
And we said earlier, G2 Esports scaling is much better in this game here, especially with the gangplank from Expect. And he's able to get quite some damage off in this fight here. Wolf, without that flash that was forced earlier, gets kicked back in, has Faker in his belly, and Bang is not even in the fight yet.
Exactly, they're crucially able to take down Daisy very early as well to get him out. Expect on Gangplank, so much damage output, by the way, in this team fight. Kills Faker, flashes in, takes down Bang, chases off the rest of the team. I mean, this guy is an absolute monster.
The last few shots is all they really need at this point. Blow up the barrel for the slow, guarantee that Sven lands the living artillery, and that is excitement on the face of the man who knows he is beating the #1 team in the world right now. G2 hoping to steal that title away as Drake #4 is picked up cleanly. And it will be just barely, I believe, Elder Dragon the next one.
Yeah, they've gotten all the Drakes. Only lost 2 towers against SKT in this game here. They are looking so strong. GA on Trick is huge, allows them to dive in and actually buy even more time now for Sven, who is extremely fed. Like, Rage Blade is completed for him and also the Gangplank.
And that's the key, right? You have so many damage threats in this G2 lineup now. This is a fed Gangplank. He's level 16 now with this ultimate. And Sven on Kog'Maw firing away from the back line.
Going for the high damage build as well. Rage Blade third puts you in an incredible place damage-wise. Bot lane 2-2 gonna fall immediately. Here's the knockback for Trick. Gonna trade with Bang. A Guardian Angel's an easy trade to go for. The bot laner's dead. Huge knockup out of Ahuni. Wolf for the front lines as well. Let's see what they can pick up for this one. A 1-for-0. Trick running away. Gets the shield. Stays alive. Make that a 2-for-0. A double for Sven. The damage up is there. The flash follow for Perkz. Looking for the take in the support row. Can't quite quill Wolf yet. 1 more shot will do it. Can't quite get in range as Sven. The flash follow is slow as there. Expect to take one down. A rampage for the Gangplank.
They're getting it all right now. They're in the face of SKT. 30 minutes into this game, and G2, they're dominating.
And G2 hoping history history can repeat itself. Every best of five is a 3-1. It's a joke to some, but maybe it can happen. G2 Esports about to strike back, about to close down the game. The fourth death for Faker. The ace courtesy of Sven. And the European LCS's G2 Esports have tied up the series.
What a game!
Everyone says